39th law of power. Stir up waters to catch fish. This is an interesting one because we've all heard that saying, snakes in the grass, you know, the people who you think are the closest to you are going to backstab you. Like, we've all heard these paranoid people and we don't want to believe them until, you know, somebody actually stabs you in the back. And it's an interesting thing to think about, like intentionally throwing up a sign that you might be weak or intentionally laying a trap to, you know, test someone's loyalty. But we live in a day and age where people are so fake. We live in the social media era where people will do anything for clout, where people will do anything to look good to their peers and the people around them. And it's just like, it's kind of ridiculous, but it's something you might want to look into, because I'm not saying I do this intentionally, but I'll give you a little story of me just messing with my friend because it's funny, but it really is true. Like, if you want to see a chink in the armor, you just got to poke in the right place. You just have to test people and you'll see what they're really about. And the story I want to bring you is, I was at a bar the other day, or I think it was a month ago. My friend really wanted me to drink. I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling well. I think I maybe had one beer and then left, and he was all mad at me and he's like, "Come on, that girl over there staring at me." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's because your fly's down." And he's like, "Really?" And like, he like tries to pull it up, but he realizes it's up. And I'm like, "Dude, are you that insecure? Like, damn, like we really need to work on your self-confidence, man. Like, your body language is all sorts of fucked." And he just got so mad at me, but it's like, through little actions like this, we can see people's true intentions. We can see their true desires. We can see how they really view themselves or view others or even view you. And it's important to notice the little things. It's important to notice when that mask that we all wear slips a little bit. Like, he projects being the most confident person. He projects like, "Oh, my shit doesn't stink, like this, I'll beat the shit out of anybody in a fight, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'm so tough, I'm such a macho man." And like, literally me saying his fly is down, like, he got all worked up. Instead, if he literally just said, "Yeah, that's why she was looking," and then laughs at me, like, there would be no hint of insecurity. There would be no hint of him, you know, feeling insecure about his looks or his height or his weight or like whatever it is. Like, there would be no sense of that. And because of that, like, I know a little bit about his true character. And this is getting a little dark, so I'm gonna get away from my friend. But I don't view him any differently because of this. Don't get the wrong ideas. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna go into business with you because of this. Like, I'm not deeply psychologically analyzing my friends for any nefarious purposes. I'm just using it as an example. But it's an interesting thing to start applying, and this might be something that you might want to do if you suspect somebody is, you know, talking behind your back or doing something that you don't approve of or doing something that you don't like, or in general, you're going to start a business and, you know, this person, you can't really rely on them, but they have good ideas and you kind of want to get a feel out for them. And it's like, it's also something you should be aware of, because I guarantee you people are constantly doing this to you. I guarantee you, you know, your girlfriend is trying to get you to slip up and find out that you were cheating on her. But like, really, if you just show a little bit of embarrassment or a little bit of hesitation or a little bit of anger, like, deep down she's gonna be like, "Oh, he's cheating on me because I called him out on this and then he got it." Like, we have to be aware of these tests that people are gonna do on us at the same time. So understand that when you're being tested, the best thing you can do is be genuine. The best thing you can do is be honest. The best thing that you can do is, you know, if there's a chink in your armor, just admit it, because at least you admitted it instead of trying to hide it. Because there's something about human perception that we can see behind the lines. There's something about us observing body language that we can tell when somebody's being fishy, when they're being shady. There's that gut feeling. Your intuition can always tell before your actual analytical mind can. So, you know, this is an interesting law. This is something I want you to be aware of. I'm not saying you have to utilize it. Again, you don't have to utilize most of these laws. A lot of them you can just use for your own protection, and understand that people are going to try to catch you in traps. People are going to try to catch you talking shit behind their back, or, you know, taking advantage of them when they are weak. But it could just end up being a trap. So be aware of these principles and be aware of this, because this book is all about maneuvering your way through the fake world that we live in. And it's sad that I have to say we live in a fake world, but it really is so true. Like, think like if you think social media is fake, if you think all these IG models are faking their photos and photoshopping them, like, go into a corporate office and read the emails about inclusivity and any of these things, and then you realize like, oh, these are just bullshit emails. Like, they don't care. They would fire me if they could. Like, they really don't care. If firing me could save them money and not affect productivity, like, they would fire me in an instant. And the only reason that they're pushing these things is because they get tax benefits and they get tax cuts. And if there weren't these tax benefits, they would say, go fuck yourself. Like, it's actually a joke, and I just don't like the world we live in. Like, everything should be a meritocracy. You should be rewarded based off the sweat of your brow. It should be like this. It should have always been like this, but we're dealing with emotional people. And inherently, nothing can be perfect because people have fragile egos. People have sensibilities. People have things that if you say to them, they will get offended and spend the rest of their lives trying to get back at you. So that's why books like this are so important. That's why it's so important to understand the psychology of the people you're dealing with, and know how to maneuver them in a way that's not going to get you damaged. Know how to maneuver them in a way that's not going to affect you. And I'll leave a link in the description of this book. Again, I like this book so much just for the reason of I'm a person that likes to talk out my ass, and it's gotten me in trouble so many times, but through applying the laws of this book, through understanding the hidden games that operate at all times without us really knowing that they're there, like, understanding these things have really gone a long way to improving my social skills and my ability to kind of camouflage myself in such a fake world, because I'm such an outspoken person. Look, people that are outspoken generally don't get that job interview, generally don't do well. They're usually that person that, is just grumpy and angry at the end of their career, and I don't want to be one of those people. So that's why I'm applying these books, or applying the laws from this book. But again, I can't speak at this point, so thank you so much for making this far. I will catch you next one. Peace out.